Dear viewers, welcome to Extreme Learning website. Today, I want to share on, I want to make a video on division. But what I'm centered upon today is this division. I want to talk specifically on division of 4 by 4 digits. And then I want to explain what no one is explaining here. Now, if you are given a division 4 by 4 digit, now for example, I'm going to give two examples and we're going to solve. Now, let's say we're having 20815, and let's set by divided by, let's set 4, and let's take this one. Okay, let's say we'll say 4 by 4 digit, right? Now, once you know 4 by 4 digit, now it's going to help us to solve the other ones. That's by, let's say 4, and the next question we're going to solve on this side, let's say the 3815 by 2. Now pay attention as you go through this lesson. Now the first one here, when we have this, on my previous video I explained something. Now first thing to do is you pull your line. The line, the one using divided, is like we have it is 20, this is 81 by what? Now the divisor is 4 and it's outside here. Now the first thing to do, as Ella said, is you now check how many 4 can go into 2 now. Of course, no 4 can go into 2. Now we extend it to the dividends. Now, how many 4 can go into 20 now? By estimation, how many 4 can go into 20? Let's look at, let's say if we say 4 times 4, 4 times 4 is going to give us what? 16, and that is almost 20. The next is 4 times 5. Now 4 times 5 is going to give us exactly what? 20. So 4 can go into 20 5 times, exactly 5 times. Okay, now from here, now we multiply 5 by 4 again, and you now say 5 times 4 is going to give us what? 20 here. And that's something we'll do, we subtract. This is, we bring down our 1, bring down your 8. 20 minus 20 is what? 0. Okay, now in most cases some persons don't understand this step, but I want to explain what to do in this step. Now, going by two questions. Now let's solve the first one first. Now this is what we have. Now looking at this, now if you look at this particular number, now this is what? 0, 8. Okay, and when you have 0 and then 8, it's same thing as what? 8. Okay, but if this 8 is not more than the divisor, that is when we're going to use the 0 to divide. But since the 8 is more than the 4, are we getting it? Since this 8 is more than the divisor, that is, we can now say 8 divided by 4 will give us what? 2. If 8 divide 4, we are going to have what? 2. You now say 2 times 4 gives us what? 8 here. You now divide, subtract again. You have your 1. 8 cancel 8, it gives us what? 0. Okay, now we have it to be what? 0. So now 8 cancel 8. So what we are left with here is what? 1. Okay, now let's have 0, 1 here. Let me explain something with this now. If you have 0, 1, 0, 1 is same thing as what? 1. Okay, now when you have 0, 1, it's same thing as 1. But what to do from here is what matters. Now look at this. So if you have 0, 1, 4 cannot go into 0, 1. So 0, 1 is same thing as what? 1. 1 becomes a final what? Answer. But it doesn't work like this. That is in most cases. This is what they explain. But now let's look at it very well now. If we look at this 0, 1, 0, 1 cannot divide 4. Okay, now 0, 1 cannot divide 4. So what do we do from here? We pick this 0, multiply by 4. We know that it's going to give us what? 0. Let's put it on a red ink because there is danger. Now we have 0 times 4 is going to give us what? 0. Okay, then let's subtract. We have 1. This is cancel out. Now our answer now is what? 520. Remember what? 1. So this is the correct answer you're supposed to get. Now how do we do it? How do we know we're correct? Now you multiply your 520 by the dividends, by the divisor, that is multiply it by 4. Then later you add it up by the remainder 1, and then let's see what we got. So this, let's have this like this. Now 4 times 0 is going to give us 0. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 5 is 20. We have a 20 here, right? So 20 plus this one over here is going to give us what? 21, right? Okay, it's going to 20 plus 2080 plus 1 is going to give us what? 2081. So when we have this 2081, let's check it with what we have so far. Now this 2081 here, and look at what we are given as a question, 2081. So these are the steps you must take to solve 4 by 4 digits. It is not something like maybe 3 by 1. Now this is 4 by, okay, I say 4 by 4. No, this is 4 by 1. Sorry, this is 4 by 1. 4 by 1 digit, okay? So now let's go to the next one. The next one, for 3815, look at this. Now you draw your line. This is 381 and then 5. Divide by what? 2. So what do we do from here? You pick the first number in the dividends. Now 3 divided by 2. Now we can get 2 in 3 1 times. 1 times 2 gives us what? 2. Then subtract it. You have it to be, once we subtract, this is now 5. You bring down your 1, bring down your 8. 3 minus 2 gives us what? 1, right? So this one may lead to very easy, but not that so tasking like that of 0 and the rest. Now let's do this now. So let's have this. Now when we have 1815. Now let's pick the first number here. 1, we can't get 2 in 1. So what do we do next? We extend it. We extend it to what? 18. Now 18 divided by 2. By estimation, we have that 2 we go into 18 9 times. So we put our 9 up here. This 9. Then we'll say 9 times 2 will give us what? 18 down here. What do we do next? We'll bring down our 5, bring down our 1. Next is what? We subtract, okay? We're subtracting. 18 cancel 18 and we'll have what? 0. Now what did I explain the first time? 0, 1. Once you see that this 1 is not able to divide the divisor here, that is 0, 1 divided by 2 cannot. So the only thing to do is what? 0 itself. Are we getting it? We only said 0 itself now, we now divide by 2, and we know it is certainly 0. 0 times 2 here will give us what? 0. We subtract it like that. So we have this to be what? 5. This is what? 1. Okay? Now let's look at this very well. Now 0 cancels what? 0. So the next thing we have here now, we have to do next is what? 15 now divide by 2, because 1 cannot divide. So 15 divided by 2, by estimation, what is almost to 15? Well, 15 cannot divide by 2 equally. So we have this to be 7. We have that when we have 2 times 7 is going to give us what? 14, and 14 is closer to 15. So it didn't give us exactly. Then we'll pick it that 7, 2 can go into 7, into 14, into 15 successfully 7 times. So we'll drop our 7 here. So this is 7. 7 times 2 gives us what? 14. So we have 14 here. This is 14. Now we subtract. We have this to be 1 minus 1. 1 cancel 1. 5 minus 4 is going to give us what? We're left with just 1. Okay? So 1 is now the remainder. Now, how do we know that the answer is correct? Now, I always say that your answer is located up here. Now, that is 1907. That is the answer. Now, let's check whether our answer is correct. Let's check. I said to check, you use all your answers. That is 1907. Multiply it by the dividends. By the divisor, I mean, that is 2. Then add it up with the remainder. The remainder down here is what? We have a remainder of 1. So you add it up with 1 here later. That is after once you're done with that. So what do we have here? 2 times 7 is what? 14. 4 carry 1. 2 times 0, 0, plus 1, 1. Okay. 2 times 9, 18. 8 carry 1. 2 times 2, 2 times 1, 2 plus 1. 2 times 1, that is 2, plus 1, we have what? 3. Then once we have 3814, we now say plus what? 1 here. This one up here. So once we add it with 1, we're having this with 381 what? 5. And 3815, if you look at it clearly, it is the same answer as this that we have up here. So the question, the answer we got is very correct. So this is the working here. So this is how to work it out. So you have to check very, very well. Meanwhile, I would like to solve one more question before we close for today. Now, if we have something like this, we're given a question like, let's say, 6204 divided by, let's say, 3. And once you have 6204 divided by 3, I said the easiest step, just put down, draw your line. You have a 6204, and this is what? 3. Now, what's the first thing you do? You pick the first number in the divisor, in the dividend, 6 divided by 3. Okay, now 3 can go into 6, and it's correct. Now, let's say 3, let's go by estimation. 3 times 2 is going to give us what? 6. So, 3 is going to go into 6 2 times. So, you drop your 2 up here. So, after having your 2 there, you now say, okay, multiply this 2 by 3. Our answer will be 6 here. You subtract it. Once you subtract, now once we are subtracting, now this is it. This is all we do. We bring down, this is 4 over here. 4 minus nothing is still what? 4. 0 minus nothing will give us what? 0. 2 minus nothing will give us what? 2. And then something happens from here. Now if you look at it very well, 6 cancels out. Okay, if 6 cancels out, it's supposed to give us what? 0 here. Okay, now this is what we have. Let's have it in this form. Now when we have 0 2, okay, 0 2 here, if we say 0 2 divided by 3, now 3 cannot go into 0 2, and I say once it cannot go, you pick only 0, because this 0 is also useful here. 0 divided by 3, your answer is 0 here. 0 times 3 is what? 0. You subtract it again. This is what? 4. Bring down your 0. Bring down your 2. Now 0 cancels what? 0. And then we're done with that. Okay, so the next thing to do is, now we have 2004. Now we'll pick the first number in the dividend to divide. Now we said, can we find 3 inside 2? It is impossible. Now we'll pick the next one, 20. When I say, okay, I won't find 3 inside 20. Yes, 20 is bigger than 3, so we can find 3 inside 20. Now let's go by estimation. We say 3 times, let's say 2, we are getting 6. So we need to extend the hand in the one way, isn't it? Let's say 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. Let's just use like 3 times, let's say 3 times 4. 3 times 4, we have 12. 3 times 6, let's go by estimation. 3 times 6 is 18. Remember, we're looking for 20 or something that is close to 20. Now, if we look at this now, this particular 3 times 6, this one is having 18, and 18 is almost close to 20. Now, what if we say 3 times 7? If we times it by 7, we're getting 21. So once you have 21, we don't need it. What we need is a number that is close to 20 or 20 exactly. So that's what we're looking for. So this is what we use now. 3 will go into 20 6 times. Successfully 6 times. Now let's put our 6 up here. Now next is 6 times 3. Here is what? 18. Now you drop your 18 here, then you subtract. This is 4. Now this is 20 minus 18. 20 minus 18 is going to give us what? 2. So from here now, we do the same thing now. We'll pick the first number in the divisor, in the dividend here. 2, let's say now, 3 divided by 2 divided by 3. Now, how many 3 will we get inside 2? It is impossible. Then we extend the divisor, 24. 24 divided by 3, it is possible because 24 is bigger than 3. So now let's go by estimation. Let's clear this side first. Let's clear this side. Now let's go by estimation again. So by estimation, let's look at this. 24 divided by 3. Let's say 3 times let's say 3 times 5. If 3 times 5, 3 times 5 is going to give us what? 15, right? What about 3 times 8? 3 times 8 will give us 24 exactly. You see that? 3 times 8, 8 in 3 places gives us exactly 24. So we're going to use this 8 times. So we have this to be what? 8 here. 8 times 3 gives us what? 24. So what do we do next? We subtract it. So once you subtract, what we have is 24 cancel 24, and we're left with what? 0. So in this question here, we don't have what we call remainder. We have reduced everything into 0. So this is what we have. Now this is the exact way to solve a question, but let's check whether our answer is correct. And I said your answer is located up here. What's your answer now? 2068. Now, how do you check your work? I showed you us how to check. I say you copy out all of your answers, 2068. You multiply them through by what? The divisor, that is 3, and see what you get. Now let's multiply them. Now 3 times 8 gives us what? 24. That is 4. Take away 2. 3 times 6 is what? 18 plus 2. 18, that is 20. 0. Carry what? 2 again. Now we have 3 times 0 is 0 plus 2. We have 2. 3 times 2 is what? 6. Now this one we have 6204. Now can we check our work? If we look at this, we have 6204 here, and the question says 6204 divided by 3 is going to give us, okay, 6204 is going to give us 268. So we say that 268, when we times it by 3 now, we are still getting our 6204. So thank you for watching my video. This is the exact way to solve using long division. Thank you. Please subscribe.